Welcome back to another video of Diamond Racing. Today is my first preview of a race. So I'm going to give you my rankings of all the drivers from 20th to 1st of the whole weekend. Then a little bit to talk about my F1 fantasy. If you want to skip that, then you can see my predictions for the next race. That would be in Spa. So if you like these kinds of videos, please like and subscribe. I'm very hopeful this is going to be a good video. So let's get into it. My ranking of the 2023 Hungarian Grand Prix. In last place, Magnussen. In qualifying, he was off the pace of Hulkenberg by a substantial margin, and he finished last of the runners in the race. So it was not a good race for him at all, and I really hope he picks it up going forward. 19th place is going to go to Gasly. All we did see from him is going to be the qualifying. That's why he's so low. If he did had the race, he would have been higher. But Gasly is in 19th because he didn't do any good job in the qualifying. He was very far off his teammate. P18 is going to be Logan Sargent. He did not do this as good as I hoped he would do in this race. At the end, he lost his car, and that caused him to retire. I know he did retire, but I don't know for what reason specific, but I know that is some of the reason why he retired. The qualifying was also not that good, but he's still a rookie, so it's acceptable, I think, in some form. Almost a summer break, so he has to get things under control if he wants to stay in F1. P17, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is a complicated one because he's never as good as his teammate. Qualifying was far off his teammate, and in the race he was for the moment in front of him, but he finished behind. So that's a good performance, but yet Alonso is doing so much more. P16, Valtteri Bottas. He's very low for the Alfa Romeo driver, but in qualifying he was a little behind his teammate, but in the race is where it all went wrong. He dropped like a stone, even though he didn't have any problems, so the pace was there, but they just didn't get it out of the car. P15, Bottas' teammate, Guan Yu Zhou. He had an exceptional qualifying. I think both of them did very good. I don't know if it's the car or the performance, but then Zhao threw it all the way at the beginning of the race. Zhao was my bad driver of the race, so that's why he's so low here. P14, George Russell. Now, George Russell did have a good race, but the lack of performance in qualifying is why he's so low. Russell was my down performer of the Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying because his teammate was P1 and he was 18th. He did make his way through the field, but Hamilton was already there, so the pace was in the car. He just didn't do as good. P13, Sergio Perez. Qualifying didn't do so bad, but he could have done so much better. He's been on a bad form with the qualifying, and he did do some good in the race, but at the end Hamilton did start to catch up to him, so that doesn't help very much with his scores. But yeah, he's just falling so far behind Max at the moment. It's not even close anymore. P12, Carlos Sainz. He did not have a good qualifying either, but the Ferrari pace didn't seem as good this weekend. And in the race, he did good at the start. I was very impressed with the start, but in the end, he didn't have the pace to even catch up to the clerk. They had a 5-second penalty, so he didn't do so good. P11, Tsunoda. But Tsunoda didn't have a bad qualifying, was like 0.01 seconds behind his teammate Ricciardo. That is new, but that isn't as good. And he did okay race, not as bad but not as good either, just in the middle. P10, in our top 10 point scorers is going to be Leclerc. He did have a good qualifying, but his race pace wasn't good. He had many mistakes, his team didn't help, but he's still responsible for the mistake that cost him a 5-second penalty. So yeah, bad luck, but still not a good performance. P9 is going to be Oscar Piastri. I'm very entertained with Piastri this season so far. He's done very good this year. I think he's the best rookie since Leclerc maybe. But yeah, it's very good to see him doing so well. And he was just a little bit behind Lando in qualifying, but the race it went a little bit wrong. I've heard things about he had damage, but I'm not 100% sure if it was self-inflicted or if it was the Perez incident. But Piastri is still very good. P8 is going to be Nico Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg was my driver of qualifying because he finished in P10 while Magnussen was P19, I think. So Hulkenberg is doing bits in qualifying, that's why he's so hyped in this list. And his race wasn't so bad. He was fighting for the tail end of the points, I think. But still, could have been better. Sorry, that's my dog. You can see him right there. Hey! Yeah. And anyway, P7, Albon. Albon did a very good qualifying and a very good race. He's been so good the last couple of races. I'm very proud of him after the comeback he's made this year. And I'm very excited to see the rest of the year what he can do. P6 is going to be Ricciardo. I'm so glad he's back in the sport. I was so hesitant of putting him high on this list, but he did good in qualifying, outperformed Tsunoda in both the qualifying and the race, was hit by Zhao and then still recovered to P13. If he didn't have to hit, maybe you could have made it in like the top 10, maybe 10th place or 11th, but still a very good performance from Ricciardo. P5 is going to be Alonso. Alonso did good in qualifying, also did good in the race. So yeah, Alonso has been performing good, even though the car isn't that good anymore. But yeah, hopefully they get their shit straight and they can do things good again. P4, Ocon. Only reason Ocon is P4 with the way I rank the drivers, they have points and things like that, and he ended P4 with qualifying alone. If he did do the race, probably he would have definitely dropped lower, but because his qualifying was so good, he is so high on this list. P3 is going to be Norris. Norris did so good in qualifying and in the race. So I'm just going to open the door for my dog quickly. Sorry for that. Norris did very good in the race. I was so impressed with his pace, and I'm very happy to see the McLarens on top, and I hope Norris gets his first win fast. Second place is going to be Hamilton. Now Hamilton had a very good, such a good qualifying with his teammate being 18th and Hamilton being first. Only reason he isn't first is because his pace in the race. In the first he didn't do as good, but he caught up to Perez. And yeah, that's why he's second on this list today, but still very good performance from the Mercedes man. Now first place, of course, is going to be Max Verstappen. He did a very good race, very good qualifying, much further than his teammate Perez. And in the race, he ended 33 seconds in front of Norris. That was just crazy. So that was my ranking. Let's quickly delve into my F1 Fantasy. So I'm just in a little bit of a rush because I have to go to work in a few minutes. So yeah. Perez is the best one I have, and he was my double points, but Leclerc and Sainz, the Ferrari best wasn't there. I was banking on Perez doing what he does best, not qualifying good, but then getting lots of points in the race. Albon did very good, but the pace of the car wasn't there. Norris did very well. Aston Martin also did okay, and AlphaTauri, I thought they would do better. That is my F1 Fantasy, and let's go to my predictions for the race in front of me. My best good driver is going to be Daniel Ricciardo. I think Spa is a good track of his. I think he has won there before. I'm not sure. But I think he's going to be my surprise good driver. My bad performance or bad surprise is going to be Alfa Romeo. I think they would be very bad again. after they have shown some goodness. So yeah, Paul Verstappen, of course. Who else is going to take Paul at Spa? Okay, this is a sprint weekend. The shootout winner, I think, will be Norris. The straight line speed of the car is very good, and I think Norris does like Spa a lot, so I think he will do very good there. My sprint winner is going to be Russell. I just think the Mercedes will do better in Spa, but we'll see. And then my top 5 of the race. 5th place is Stroll. 4th place Norris. 3rd place Albon. The straights are hectic with the Williams. 2nd place Piastri. He will get his first podium. And 1st place, 2nd place Piastri, 1st place Sainz. I think the Red Bulls will have a little bit of problems, hopefully. And my big prediction is going to be Sainz will outperform Leclerc massively. And that is my video. Sorry that I'm in such a hurry. If you like this, please subscribe. Give me your ranking and your predictions in the comments below, and tell me what I should change on my F1 Fantasy, because it's not going so good. And yeah, have a nice day, and see you next week after the Spa race.